Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake perspective. So, I loved Dragon Quest XI. I still love it. It's one of my favorite games. It blasted itself up to, one of my favorite JRPGs as well. So I'm like, alright, let's play a little Dragon Quest III. Now, interestingly enough, I had actually played Dragon Quest before Dragon Quest XI with Dragon Warrior 3 for the Game Boy Color. I didn't know this at the time, but this is going to kind of give you an idea of why I have such a weird kind of thing with this game. Because I played this when I was a lot younger. I mean, of course, going with the Game Boy Color and everything. And I just didn't get into it. I didn't understand the combat system. And getting the kind of, I didn't have any walkthroughs or anything. Granted, I was able to do walkthroughs and stuff with this one. And there wasn't much of a story other than go defeat the Archfiend. I'm like, all right. And I just dropped this. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm back here. Now, this ran well on my PC. I was playing it on Steam. I don't think that this game is bad. However, this game really did not work for me at all. I mean, it worked. Technically, it was fine. I just did not like it at all. Like, all the stuff that I loved from 11, with the story and the characters, wasn't here. You start off as the hero. Your father was sent off to, defeat the Archfiend. He's, gone. You get up to your thing. It's like, all right, go defeat the Archfiend. It's like, all right, okay, I go and I pick up my party, and I just pick them from whatever kind of classes that I kind of wanted. Now, I started off with, a martial artist, a mage, and a gadabout to pretty much go into, the sage routes, and then transform the martial artist into a thief, the priest, I said mage, the priest into a warrior, and then, of course, the gadabout into a sage for all different kind of spells. And it felt like, I mean, there's quality of life improvements here. I understand that. But I liked how Dragon Quest XI was a little bit better, where I felt like I got, screwed over by RNG and got, party wiped for stupid kind of reasons. Now, granted, there are even boss battles where it gets gnarly in this, especially trying to get the green orb, and that fucker keeps spamming and spawning motherfuckers out of nowhere. And it's just like, sweet God, just let me fucking fight you and stop this shit. That got frustrating very quickly. And there's nothing you can do. It's like, no matter how skilled or understanding you have of the game's mechanics, it's down to RNG of if you're able to kill these things fast enough and stop them from, spamming the fucking shit out of your ass. It's like, fuck you. And now this has quality of life of all right, you can get pretty much quest markers to send you on your way. That at least is helpful, but the thing is, if I was playing this back in the day, I wouldn't have known what the fuck was going on, because you just go randomly throughout places before you start picking up on things of trying to get these orbs and go and fight the Archfiend dude, Baramos. Baramos? I'm on the wrong tab. Baramos, yes. You also learn a little bit more about your father, seeing flashbacks and everything kind of seeded throughout, which is good, but I don't have the attachment to the nameless protagonist that I name, and his father, and then the random ass people that you get that you can swap out at any time. I mean, yes, you can, this is showcasing you can build your party effectively to whatever you want, but the downside to that is it hampers the narrative completely. It's just you going around doing your shit until you get to the end, and it's like, okay, it's not complete. You could definitely tell it's one of the earlier kind of JRPGs where it's okay, it is down to pretty much just gameplay, which works out well enough, but certain kind of high encounter rates, trying to get through kind of stuff where you're fuck this shit, you just put on holy protection, you put on your pad foot for your thief, and you're just I just want to get the fuck out of here. Places where you can't use magic and everything, you could pretty much say it's like, oh, at least it should, a game shouldn't be hand-holding. Yeah, but you should have a general fucking idea of where you need to go. I mean, there is a balanced middle ground of, I have no idea where I need to fucking go, and this is like time wasting my ass, and I'm just gonna like rail your ass to their stop, boop, stop, boop, that certain things have become. It's like, holy fucking shit. Now, people who think that games are too hand-holdy now can turn off all the kind of shit that they want to and just blast through this at how they want. And I'm like, that's cool. That's fine. My thing is, I got frustrated with certain kind of gameplay aspects, and I didn't have the story to fall back on for that. When I'm getting into games, the main kind of aspect that I want is that it's fun to play and interact with. Things that really jump into that and kind of augment that are when stories and characters really pull you into the world, get you deeper into the mechanics and understanding what's kind of going on. Bad games where it's like the gameplay is great, but the story is shit. That kind of is where this one kind of falls for me. The story isn't complete shit. It's just bare bones. It's fucking shit. You go and fight the Archfiend, and then it's like, hey, big bad, and then you go and you fight, like, go through this, like, underworld to fight him, and then you fight him, and that's the end. Now, I didn't do the post-game stuff, and I didn't wish Ortega back because I didn't want to play the game anymore. I had beaten the stuff, so I was done with it. And I'm getting a little bit better on getting that end point. Now, with Dragon Quest XI, that motherfucker pulled me in like ain't nobody's business because it just understood what it was doing and built things around it. Like, if you're trying to, like, grind your shit out, holy fucking shit, it made me appreciate Dragon Quest XI's whole kind of system of being able to set yourself up to hunt metal slimes, because god damn, I had to get my sage up to have whistle. Now, I probably had it before, but I'm like, alright, cool. Whistled the motherfuckers in, but then I got to a point where I wasn't utilizing that because I was burning through so much MP that I had to put these shoes on. I'm like, alright, I actually gotta walk around this fucking island. Oh, no liquid metal slime. Alright, boom. Oh, liquid metal slime. All of them ran away. Fuck. Pop. Okay, we only got a couple here, we only got a couple there. It's... Dragon Quest XI made the grinding process fun. And what I mean by fun is that I was fine with going through the process of it where I didn't feel like my time was completely wasted. I could set myself up, I could get it kind of going, and then I would get my reward and be like, alright, cool. Boom, bada boom, progress. Here, I felt the RNG of like, will I get the liquid metal slime? Yes, no. Okay, cool. Will I get any kind of metal slime? Okay, cool. Yes, no. Will I be able to kill them fast enough because it takes a little bit of time to get my sage to do puff and turn into a dragon, and that takes about 2 turns. Otherwise, I gotta watch out and see if my thief can do pretty much an assassin stab and kill one in 1 hit, or metal slash enough to kill one, and it's like, wow, they run away so fast, it's almost useless to utilize this system to level yourself up. Now, I didn't get into complete kind of weird gating kind of things with the levels, but sometimes you wanted or needed certain kind of spells or whatnot to fight certain kind of bullshit things that certain kind of bosses were doing. It's like, to either debuff or buff yourself up to make sure that things were going correctly. And Jesus, like certain bosses would spam certain kind of shit of like spells or whatnot. You'd have to insulate yourself because it's a breath attack or magic barrier yourself because of magic. And then they're attacking 2 or 3 times in a row. And it's like, sweet fuck, eat my ass, motherfucker. It just, alright, cool. Now that's a gameplay aspect that I don't like, but something that you have to factor in when you're doing shit with this. It's like, alright, cool, continue, let's just kind of get through this. And by the end, I didn't really enjoy this. I was like, it kind of put me off on, like, doing any kind of other ones where I'm like, this one cemented almost a thing for me where it is alright to try out different kind of franchises, but sometimes, depending upon when you enter a franchise, that one will be your one, and you might want to look after any kind of other ones that come after, rather than those that come before. Because Dragon Quest XI, I loved for all of the quality of life that it did, the story, how it was able to kind of do that. This, of course, is the 3rd one, but is technically the 1st one because it's a prequel to the whole kind of story setting up the Erdrick trilogy, and it just didn't capture me whatsoever. And I understand that I'm coming at this from a point in position where I expect more out of my RPGs. When I go for an RPG, I expect a base level kind of standard for a world and story of what's kind of going on. I'm like, okay, are the characters at least fleshed out enough that they're not fucking like pieces of paper just going, there's nothing in this whatsoever. I'm just a stereotype here. I kind of like the interactions and everything like this. This, of course, was the foundation of setting those kind of things up. But the job system with you just literally go and pick your own party from like, this is the party picking place. It's like, all right, give me that one, give me that one, give me that one. I could make up shit for my characters, but that doesn't translate itself into the gameplay. I.e., it doesn't affect the story and anything like that. I could go on about Solando, Eric, Serena and Veronica, Jade, Grandpa, all those kind of characters in Dragon Quest XI. Here, I've just got the main hero character, and it's your basic kind of plot. It's not bad, and it's not executed horrendously, but you mainly then just go around and like help people with certain stuff to get to a certain kind of new area, and it's your basic kind of stuff that if you've played Dragon Quest XI, you see that kind of come back, but it's done in like in my opinion, a better kind of way, a deeper kind of way, because of what they were able to do in around this modern era versus what they were doing in the beginning of Dragon Quest, which I don't hold it against them. It negatively affects my enjoyment, but I'm not going to say that they did a completely and utterly horrendous job or that this game is broken and bad and shit. It just isn't for me, and maybe other kind of places in the franchise would be places where I would look for, but I'm like, fuck this shit, because trying to figure out how to do stuff with the post-game content, I wouldn't be doing that because of what you would need to do to grind, and just even to attempt to grind certain kind of stuff that I was doing with the slimes. I was like, I don't want to do this, because it just felt like it was artificially inflating the time for me, and I'm just like, I see that more as I'm getting older and seeing these games. I don't mind a game that can be a long game. Alright? I mean, Persona, Dragon Quest XI, The Witcher 3, any kind of ones of these games, I don't mind sinking hours into. But it's the quality of the hours. Because the thing is that we have a bad kind of tendency for is to slap a number on the hood and be like, this fucker's got 100 hours. And are those 100 hours enjoyable from the beginning, from hour 1 to hour 100? That's the main thing. If I had to spend 50 hours doing fucking stupid shit that feels like it's wasting my time and just artificially padding that out when you could have just chopped it in half and had a better enjoyable kind of pacing and experience, that's where I start to get issues with it. And that's why I picked my stop point of like, I don't want to do this. I don't care. I've already dealt with kind of issues of trying to deal with these motherfuckers, and I get that these kind of problems are also kind of present in Dragon Quest XI, but I think the quality of life that they were able to do with certain kind of things, like with the metal slime farming, and how you are able to deal with certain kind of bosses and gear yourself and spec yourself out for certain kind of things, made it a kind of better challenge. Now, that's my kind of bias on it, because I had more enjoyment out of it, of interacting with the gameplay system and interacting with the characters and everything. So if you didn't feel that way, that's quite alright. You can just fucking burn that game down to the ground and be like, I don't like it, it's bullshit, fuck that noise. This is my Dragon Quest, and it's fine. Have Dragon Quest 3 and the earlier ones be yours. They aren't bad. They're just not for me. And if Dragon Quest 11 and anything for that in the kind of modern kind of era, and after that isn't for you, that's quite alright. The thing is, what I'm seeing with like Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, and even probably what we're going to see with Persona, and even on a bigger kind of level, is that yes, there will be long-running franchises. However, there will be ones that you are your entry point, and then other ones that you're going to be like, I ain't going to touch that shit, and I don't like that shit, so fuck off, kind of shit, where we need to understand that, because they're kind of their own kind of entries. Now, Final Fantasy, that's kind of like, I'm not into 8. I'm not into like the Type 0 one. That made me go like, ha, okay. 8 you get a little bit above, but fooba, motherfucker. But that I had more kind of balance with it. I'll have to watch out more with this with Dragon Quest, and I'll definitely have to watch out for it for Persona, because I played Persona 3, and now granted, it's a remake, so again, you still have that issue of it's an older game that you're trying to bolt on certain kind of shit, which is very still 3s, motherfucker. Ha! So, I don't, like, completely, I wasn't as completely, like, against that one as this one, because that one still showcased and did the whole kind of modern Persona thing. That was because you had the characters, you had the story, you had the lore of what was kind of going on. Now my connection to him was less, but I mean, this was going from, I played Dragon Quest and at a party and all these characters that I was really into, and this just threw me the hero and pick your kind of job people and give them their stat sticks, and away you go. It's like, anything else? Nope. Okay, that's why I think they seeded more of the hero's father and understanding his story, and even the funny thing is, now that I'm talking about it, I think I rather would have played as Ortega, because he had characters around him that were interesting, like the swordsman, the dwarf, his friends giving him his helmet and everything like that. I'm like, there's more kind of character stuff going on here than what's going on in the story that I'm playing right now. Can I play that? Can I play that? You know what I mean? Like, I was like, all right. So this one was definitely an interesting one to get me to understand that kind of thing of long-running franchises and being okay with being like, you know what? You can check out certain kind of ones and then just be like, you know what? I might look into different ones. Like, it's all right to go back into the past, and sometimes it just grabs the fucking shit out of you. This one didn't for me. If it did for you, that's cool. But you have to go in with a certain kind of expectations. This is an old JRPG, and it wears that age well. And that's part of what it does. It does not have the same kind of story stuff that we have gotten nowadays with RPGs and being able to tell crazy-ass stories with crazy-ass characters doing crazy-ass things. Now, you are a crazy-ass character doing a crazy-ass thing of, like, fighting 2 archfiends, pretty much. But it's just you being like, alright, let's putz around, beat the fucking shit out of some monsters, get some loot and stuff, and then kind of work our way out from there. So, I would still kind of recommend this to Dragon Quest fans, depending upon when you got into the Dragon Quest franchise and what you're trying to get out of it. If you're trying to get into just pure gameplay of like a turn-based JRPG, this is your thing. And if that's your objective, this will fucking probably pay off in spades. If you are a story-focused one, this will give you stuff of the Erdrick trilogy, but you're gonna have to get through more kind of stuff and probably put it on a kind of lower difficulty setting. I played normal, so I just wanted my base level kind of shit. But, I mean, there's nice little stories throughout, but it's not as connected as it could be and maybe would have been nowadays. So you just have to keep those expectations in check. So those are my opinions on the video game. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.